So I'm gonna try to keep this video as short as I possibly can. Black Panther premiered yesterday, March the 1st in Tokyo, Japan, and I was one of the most excited persons there is, and I went to see it in IMAX 3D, and I'm actually gonna be seeing it today again in MX 4D to see if this movie could be any better. The director and the cast did an amazing job. I give this movie 10 out of 10. What I want to do right now is to give my take on the movie itself, what it represents, the message that this thing sends to people like me. I have to give you my take. I can't speak for other people, but I can speak for myself wholeheartedly as to what this thing represents for me as an individual. Black Panther was refreshing. It was a refreshing movie, and the protagonist and the antagonist, King T'Challa and Killmonger, I could identify with both sides of the coin. I identified with the pain that Killmonger was feeling. I understood his viewpoint. I understood that, and that of his father that was also killed as well. I understand that. I understand that so much, and I understand as well the more diplomatic approach that King T'Challa wants to take. I understand all this, but I don't really want to get into that. It was a very emotional movie for me at some points. Like, I literally wanted to cry at some points in the movie, but I want to talk about the message, what this movie represents, why we're so excited about this movie, why we are so thankful to the cast and everyone that made it possible, the directors, producers, everyone that made this movie possible. We also need a lot more movies like Black Panther. Let me get into it. We have been inundated and bombarded with movies that showcase the black woman and the black man in a very negative light. In most movies you watch, you see people that look like me as unintelligent, as impoverished, as violent. There's all these negative things that you've seen, and it's literally being propagated by the media over and over and over again. And people from all different places in the world, people that don't even have contact or interaction with actual black people, the only interaction they have is through the screen, and they're seeing one image. So the moment you meet them in the flesh, they're thinking that, oh, you're like these people, you're like what they've seen on TV. They don't see you as an individual, they see you as a stereotypical image. They see you as what has been portrayed on movie screens over and over and over again. And sometimes as a black person, you're looking for images that represent you in the way that you know you are. Images that show you in a positive light. You have to show all the colors of the spectrum. You cannot show one aspect because you have good people and bad people everywhere. You cannot just show one thing as if this is the reality of all people. It comes down to this, guys. The media is extremely powerful. Some people may want to try to deny that, but honestly, there's no way you can deny the power of media and movies. Like, you can't. How can you? Most of the things that we know even now is not through first-hand experience. It's literally through what we've seen in movies. Some of the things that they showcase, we have never encountered that in real life, and we don't even know what it would be like. We have seen movies with bank robberies and people doing all sorts of stuff that some of us have never experienced. And the way that we think about it or feel about it is based on what we've seen in movies. So you're telling me that movies don't have the power to shape your mind and your perspective and your perception? Come on now. Of course we know it does. Let me give you an example. I've never seen an alien. Maybe you have. I don't know. I don't know if they're real or not. Maybe they are. I don't know. But I'm saying almost every movie that we've seen where they're showing aliens, they show them as very violent and scary and as this entity that is coming down to overthrow us. So imagine if you should encounter an alien for real. The first thing you're gonna feel is like, oh my gosh. All the movies are gonna come back in your mind. Aliens, all these movies are coming in your mind. And the first thing you're gonna have is like fear. Maybe you're gonna probably be like frozen stiff, or I don't even know, you're probably gonna pass out or something. But it's not gonna be a good response because the image that you've seen of the alien from another planet has always been, or most times have been, a negative image of the alien. So movies help mold your mind. So when we're seeing a movie like Black Panther right now, some people may not understand why black people are so excited about this movie. We know Wakanda is a fictitious abode. It's not real. We understand this. What we are drawn to is what the movie represents. The fact that they're showcasing the black woman and the black man in a very positive light, positive and powerful light, as we know we are as a people. The thing is this as well. You guys need to understand this. When a lot of people are around you, they're telling you a lot of negative things about yourself over and over and over again. And when you know that this is not true for you, you know it's not true, and people are trying to like push you down continually with their words and their worldview, you're now forced to become very introspective, to fall even in deeper love with yourself, and then you're forced to showcase the pride to be like, look, despite what y'all are saying, we know ourselves. I know myself, so I'm gonna broadcast and showcase my love for who I am in opposition of what you're saying. So if you're gonna be saying something, especially when it's false, about a people, we now have a responsibility to try to manage our image. We now have a responsibility to show who we are. So if you're looking at me every day and saying, you know, this person is this, bad, 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 and I'm like, wait. I'm like, no, I'm not bad. And because you're so forceful with your worldview, you're so forceful with what you believe, I now have to be forceful with what I know or who I know that I am and what I represent. So I have to be pushing that back as well, to be like, no, 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 sir. This is who I am, and I'm being forceful as well and pushing who I am, self-love, pride in myself, the love for myself as a black individual, and I have to push that back with equal force or even more to try to override the negativity that you are trying to push down my throat. This is one of the reasons why when you see black people talking about certain things, we have to come in that spirit to counteract what we've been fed through media and other people through all their lives. And the thing is, people are the sum of their experiences. Some people will not be able to see what we're talking about, or they won't even be able to understand or identify, because the sum of their experiences adds up to something else. It adds up to something different than what our experiences have actually added up to. It adds up to something else, so they won't be able to see it. But Black Panther represents something. I was talking to my wife and I was telling her that we need 500 more movies like Black Panther to help reshape the mind of the world, the mindset of the world, the worldview, the way that they view people like me. Because the fact of the matter is, it's not like I'm saying spread something that is false. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have to balance the image. You cannot be unfair in showcasing one thing because you want the world to perceive a people a certain way when that is not the case. You have to be balanced. So when we're seeing, we're like, snap, this is refreshing. We're seeing a movie now where we're seeing the black man and the black woman. I loved the black woman in this movie in the way that they were actually depicted. I love that. In most movies, y'all know, whether it's like some drug dealers, criminals, whatever type of criminals they are, slaves, whatever, the vast majority of movies are showcasing people that look like me in that manner. They're always in some subservient roles. Most of the times, of course, not every movie, but the vast majority of movies, that's the way we have been depicted. So when we see a movie like Black Panther showcasing us in such positive light, royalty, the warrior spirit, it's the message that draws us to the movie, and of course it was well done. It represented Marvel excellence. It was an amazing movie. I am in love with the movie. Again, I'm going to watch it tonight in MX 4D. This movie was very important, and we need more movies like Black Panther. We need it. We need it. We need it. Because the scales are like this. And the negative movies and the negative portrayals of black people literally is like this. So there's so much. So in order for it to be balanced, we need more movies like Black Panther to literally not only just balance it out, but to outweigh the negative representation of people of color. We need that. And I'm saying, if you're watching this and you are a producer, or you are a director, or you are an actor, or even a YouTuber, or anyone that's in media, the onus is on us as a people to try our best to use and pool our resources together to make sure that the image, the reality of who we are, not just what people want to say about us, not just what people, let us tell our story and tell it as it is. The reality of our story is on us to do so, because a lot of people, sometimes I've heard people saying, well, make your own movies. Well, do your own thing. Well, start your own company. Well, you know what? I actually agree with that. If that's the route that we have to take, then we need to start making our own movies. Well done, my friend Ryan Coogler. Well done to the director of Black Panther and the cast, everyone that was involved, every single person that played a role. Thank you for that movie. We appreciate it 100%. It's a message behind the movie, guys. Wakanda is waiting, guys. Let us bring her to life. Movies are so important, guys. movies are so important. We know we're into video. YouTube is extremely popular. Everyone is watching videos on YouTube, Facebook, every platform you can think about. Videos get the best engagement. People like watching movies, and the way that we view the world, a large part of it, especially when we have yet to experience what is being shown in a movie, we take on that image, we take on their stance, we take on the worldview that they're sending, we take on just their perspective. When you don't have first-hand experience, you're like, okay, you know what? Hey, I've never met a black person. They're showing these people that they're thugs and they're drug dealers and they're violent and all these things. They're illiterate, blah, 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 blah. So why not? I think that's the way they are. But I challenge you today, if you're watching this, I challenge you to use your brain, to be an intelligent individual. And don't just take what is being fed to you and just say, okay, this is the way it is. You need to be open-minded, and that shows that you are a person of higher thinking. If you're unable or incapable of doing that, then there's a problem. There's a deficiency somewhere. So you need to be a person that's able to actually, you know what, let me just talk to this individual. Let me see who they are as a person. If something comes into your mind that's negative, then you have to be able to push that to the back. See the individual, talk with them, watch their actions, and then you can make a judgment call. Don't just make up something without actually having an interaction with the person first before you have formed an opinion that may be very erroneous or fallacious. So that's my message to you guys today. It is what Black Panther represents that got us so excited. It's an excellent movie, a movie of excellence, of course, of black excellence, and we need more movies like this. So if you're watching this right now and you are in a position of power, if you have the resources, if you are a very talented individual, I ask you, I implore you, please do what you can. We need 500 more movies like this to take the world by storm. Wakanda forever.